Thermal imaging cameras can be used for site surveys to give us an impression of where buildings are losing and gaining heat. They may not be ideal for quantitative data, for that you'd need controlled conditions, but they can give us an impression of where buildings are losing heat through thermal bridging or air leakage. There are ideal conditions in which to undertake thermal imaging surveys. Ideally, the building should be warm inside and cold outside. The surfaces should be dry so you don't get a problem with the water changing the emissivities of materials. And there should be no solar gain on your building. Therefore, the ideal time to take a thermal survey is on a cold, early, dry morning. Using a thermal imaging camera under the wrong conditions can cause a number of errors. When we're using the camera, we are trying to determine how much heat is being transmitted through the structure. In this image, it seems as if on the right-hand side of the screen, there is less energy being emitted through the structure than on the left-hand side of the screen. In reality, the left-hand side of the screen is emitting heat which has been stored due to solar gain. The right-hand side of the screen, which is facing east, hasn't had that direct sunlight and so doesn't have that solar stored energy. This image tells us about the quality of the build. Now you can ignore the colour of the windows, they're not actually cold, that's due to the glass's emissivity. However, you can see that heat is escaping from the frame around that glass, particularly where the window is open at the far end. Also, you can see some other form of thermal heat loss, manifesting as two bands running along the top or bottom of the windows. This is down to some sort of internal thermal bridging. In conclusion, there are two main things that we can observe of a building using a thermal imaging camera: thermal bridging and air leakage. Now, we have not been able to go into air leakage in this video because we'd have to pressurise the building. However, this will be covered elsewhere.